I still remember I was cooking mac and cheese that day, because as he was talking to me, it was boiling over on the stove, and I can still even remember how it smelled, because it was that frightening of an experience. It's burned into my mind. He walked in. He didn't announce himself at all. I heard the door. That's how I knew that somebody was there. I saw this man just standing in my home, and he had a clipboard in his hand, and he said, I know you're busy. I just need to quick grab your signature on this form. It's asking the state to provide health insurance for child care providers like yourself, and then I'll be out of your hair. He had a prepared response for every reason that I said no. And as time went on, he started to grow angry with me. I mean, you could tell that he was getting frustrated, and he did not show any signs of being willing to leave. So I finally agreed to sign this petition if he would just leave it for me to look over at nap time. And that was the first time when I read the fine print on this card that I just about signed that I found out that he was with a union. The union was working with the state of Minnesota to force me to accept the SEIU as my exclusive representative and to lobby on my behalf for things with which I disagreed, that not only didn't benefit me, but in many cases were actually detrimental to my business and myself. I didn't really think it would go anywhere, but I was so angry with the way that he'd come into my home and the way that he'd treated me. And I was concerned about all these other child care providers out there who probably did sign just to get him to leave. And I was concerned about what kind of support they could get having that many signatures. So I started reaching out to other child care providers as well. And that's how our coalition was formed. Had I known at the time that this was going to be a 10-plus year battle, I probably wouldn't have done anything. I probably would have just said, well, that was a horrible experience, but let it go, because I didn't want to get involved. I didn't want to be involved in politics. But then as time went on, I saw how they were manipulating child care providers. They were manipulating even children. They were using children as pawns to further their agenda. And it was so sickening to me that it became about so much more than just making sure that this one particular organizer with this one particular union, paid for what they did. Our sole purpose in the beginning was just to inform child care providers that this was happening. We started reaching out to other child care providers in other states, and they started joining with our organization. We gave them the tools that they needed. We formed our website that they were able to then, pull information and resources from as well. And that's how we also became involved with some of the other think tanks in other states as union organizing drives were happening in specific states, or child care providers in specific states were looking for assistance. We could help set them up with an SPN affiliate in their local state that could help them. Care providers out in Vermont a couple of years ago just started this. They just had the union begin approaching them, and they reached out to us, and we were able to arm them with the tools, provide them information, get them the union reports that they needed to push back against this, and they were able to locally lead a pushback and ended up winning in a union vote. Not only is she changing the lives of the people that she graces with this award, but she is having all these people out there taking note that what they do out there, that when they stand up and when they fight back, even if they aren't winning an award, that people do take notice of that. And I think it inspires people to get more involved.